Well, good evening, Mom. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day outside. Sun's a shining, and I've enjoyed the day.
It sure is. I'm looking through your window, and Champ is in the backyard playing ball by himself. He's so cute.
Yes, he is. He loves to play ball.
And Layla just had her little chicken treat, so she's happy. She's going to take her nap.
Yes, she takes a nap after she has a treat or food.
She's a sweet, sweet girl. Okay, well, what I wanted to ask you about today, if it's okay, I'd like to ask you about cooking. Does that sound like a good topic to you?
Oh, yes, it does. I enjoy cooking so much.
When I think about food, what I really think about is the fact that my favorite hobby is sharing. And when I think of food or cooking food, I can't cook food without sharing it. I just can't do it. I can't cook for one person. I have to cook for a bunch of people.
Yes, you do, and I used to do the same thing.
I think I got my love for cooking from you.
Yeah, I'd say you did, huh?
Okay, well, so I know my mama, your mother, she, was she was a good cook, but she also had a big garden. Can you tell me, did she teach you how to cook, or how did you learn?
Well, my mother had a big garden, and she grew all kinds of vegetables and everything. And then when she came in, every meal that she cooked, I was right with her. And I was about 8 years old when I started. And I'd stand on a stool and watch her, and then she'd watch me and teach me and let me do it. Next time I watched her, well, I would make a dish or something, and that's the way I learned.
That's wonderful. I was surrounded by a lot of great cooks. Daddy was a great cook. You're a great cook. Both of my grandmothers were good cooks.
Yeah.
And your mom, which was Mama Johnson, she used to cook me things all the time. I remember her making cocoa from scratch. I remember her making me biscuits and cakes and just all kinds of things from scratch, anything I wanted. So do you remember teaching me some things?
Yes, I taught you how to make biscuits and gravy and
Cornbread
and lasagna. And
you want to know what's so funny? When you were teaching me how to make biscuits and cornbread, that was two different occasions. You didn't have, I cook like you. I don't have I don't measure things out. So while you were throwing things in a bowl, I literally had a measuring cup out, and I was trying to catch it like somebody catching a baseball.
Yeah, you did. I mean, you couldn't understand me not measuring my food when I got it prepared to cook. And I just never did like to go by recipes, and it always turned out good.
Right, and I don't either. I like to just, put my ingredients in and not measure every little thing. But the reason I had to measure what you were doing is because I didn't have a groove on. I didn't have a groove of cooking it. So since I had never done it before, I needed to have some kind of a guideline. So by catching the ingredients as fast as I could catch them, I jotted them down. And now I don't have to use, I just go by looks too when I make stuff like that.
Yes, you do. And all your food that you cook for me and the family is really delicious. I love everything you cook.
Well, I give you guys a few surprises through the week, but every weekend, especially on Saturday, I'm usually making you a really good dish, or usually it's homemade soup. And this weekend, I thought maybe this Saturday, if you'd like, I thought I'd make 2 big pans of lasagna homemade.
That sounds wonderful. The family loves your lasagna.
Well, we haven't had it in a while, and I thought that would be a nice treat for you.
Oh, yes, I love it. I could eat it twice a day.
Now, guess what I've got queued up on the menu not too far behind lasagna coming up?
I hope it's that potato soup.
Yes, it is.
Oh, my
How did you know?
Because I was going to ask you to make it.
I tell you, Mom, would you rather me make that instead of the lasagna?
No, we'll try the lasagna because we haven't had it in a long time, and I'll just be patient and wait on that potato soup.
Okay, and you might even get it through the week. Who knows?
Oh, yes. It tickled me. It don't last a day hardly what you bring over here because we love it. The children and the little babies and all of us just, we just love it.
It amazes me that Kendall and Ben love that soup.
I know it, and they won't eat anything else but that soup if they know we've got it.
It's funny because I've taught Ben when they come over and pick it up on Saturday around lunchtime, I've taught him to say, chop, chop. That's how we make the soup because I chop up all those vegetables, and that just fascinates him.
Oh, yes, it does. He'll come back and tell me, he'll tell me how you make your soup. And he'll say, chop, chop, and then he'll say, see, what else does he say?
Well, I remember I came over here one day, and he had the same kind of ladle that I use, and he said, I'm Bill. And he said, you're Ben. So what he was trying to do is he was trying to show me that he was going to make the soup.
Yes, he was. That's what he was doing. He loves to see what you're doing, and so he can do it too.
I brought Kendall some yummy rice this evening that I made today. It's homemade rice, and it only takes me 30 minutes to make it. And I'm telling you, it tastes better than any Mexican restaurant I've ever been to.
Yes, it does, and the chicken in it is so good.
I just love making it. It's so good. The rice is even good if you didn't even have the chicken in it.
Oh, yes, it is. You could just eat it by itself.
Well, I remember, let's see here. I remember when I was in high school, I was in a sorority called SAPS, and it stood for Sigma Alpha Phi. And I skipped a year of high school. I skipped my junior. So I went freshman, sophomore, senior. My senior year, I was the president of that sorority called SAPS. And I know that we would have all kinds of meetings at the house on Saturday morning. You would fix the girls in my club, my sorority sisters. You'd fix us all biscuits and gravy. And when I see them today, they still talk about your biscuits and gravy.
Oh, I enjoyed you all being there, me cooking for you. And they were such a nice bunch of girls, and I loved having them.
Boy, we had a lot of fun, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Well, I enjoyed them and look forward to having them over there.
And some of them still come by and see us. Remember when April Davis came over and saw us not long ago?
Oh, yeah, I see some of them, they come by and at the office and, see us. And even when you're not there, they'll come by and want to know where you are, if you went somewhere or already left for home or something.
When you have friendships like that, they're so deep, they're really just like your family.
Yes, they were so nice and well-behaved, and I just loved all of them.
Now, we also had some guys that were, even though they couldn't be in our sorority, they were very supportive of our sorority. Like Dwayne Easter and Jeff Coates and Bert Hale. Those are three that I can think of just right off the top of my head. Those are like the three of my favorite guys in the world.
Yes, I see Bert quite often. He's a case. He's always cutting up and carrying on, and I just love him. And used to, he'd buy a cake and bring it to the house, and me and him would sit down and eat half of it.
Yeah, he told me that he was going to come over here with you and bring you a good dessert, and you and him were going to sit down and have a piece of it.
Yeah, that's what he does. He used to do it every week, but I haven't seen him lately.
He told me he gave you a better deal than he gave me. He told me he was going to bring me a bunch of blackberries and make him a cobbler.
Well, that was pretty short, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Short end of the
and Jeff Coates comes by the office sometimes to say hi.
Oh, yes, he does, and he's really nice.
And, Dwayne Easter does, too, and Dwayne did all my signs. Remember, he redid all my signs for my company.
He did a beautiful job on those signs, and he's such a nice person.
I tell you, we've got a lot of good friends, don't we, Mom?
Yes, we do. I love every one of them. They're so nice, and they just come and keep you company and all that stuff, and I'm always glad to see them.
Those friends are lifelong friends. And you remember Kim Price? I call her Kimmy Price, that stayed with us a lot in high school?
Yes, she did. I enjoyed having her so much.
And, she and I are still good friends, and we're still in contact. Do you remember when I was in Atlanta, she'd stop by the house, and come to see if I was there, and I was in Atlanta. Wasn't that sweet?
Yes, that was real sweet. She came, pretty often. And I told her, she didn't come in you didn't come in very often, but I would let her know when you did come in.
Well, I came in about every 6 weeks.
That's about 6 weeks, yeah.
Well, it's hard to come in any more than that when you're in professional school.
Oh, yes, it's hard for you to come home that often. Yes, it is.
But yeah, I've got some really good friends that I stay in contact with, and I just feel very blessed to have all my friends. You remember the Ruckers?
Oh, yes, I'll never forget them.
Janet and Margaret, they live in Florida, and I stay in contact with them, and they're really nice girls. And we had so much fun. Remember when my car would tear up, they'd come and pick me up for school.
Yes, they did. They would come pick you up, and they were so nice.
They are beautiful. They are such beautiful twins. And Kim Price is also a good friend of theirs. And I remember Kim told me a story that made me so happy. When Janet and Margaret's mother passed away, Mrs. Rucker, it really was sad. And Kim told me that one day they were all sitting at a table, and it was Janet and Margaret and some other people, the girls, and Mrs. Rucker, and Kim was sitting at the table with them, and they brought my name up. And Kimmy told me that Mrs. Rucker said that you wouldn't find a better friend to have than Billy Minton. And boy, that just really touched me.
Yes, she was such a nice lady, and she loved you a lot.
And her husband was a great doctor.
Yes, he was. I liked him, too.
I'm sorry I got us off track. We were talking about cooking, and then, see what I mean? Cooking spills over into sharing. It spills into family, friends, and love.
Yes, it does. Whenever you cook and share it with other people, well, it just makes you feel better. It does me.
I tell you, I remember, oh my gosh, I love it when you make your famous homemade chocolate cake.
Yes, everybody's been on me to make some cakes, but I sort of cut down on all that stuff because of the weight,
Yeah.
We were, some of them was getting a little bit heavy, and myself too. I lost 20 pounds, and I just, cut out a lot of that stuff, but I think I'll go back to making them chocolate cakes once in a while.
Well, I'll tell you, we've talked about things that sound unhealthy, like biscuits, gravy, and all that stuff. But here's the thing. I cook a lot of things that are very organic. Like everything I cook it's stuff that it's not processed food. I cook straight from vegetables and stuff like that. I don't cook stuff out of a box. But the point that I was getting at when we were talking about the bread and the biscuits and the cornbread and all that, the reason I thought that was so important is you taught me the foundation of cooking. You taught me how to make breads and gravies and things like that. And once you learn those foundations, you build onto them, and you can cook any style you want to cook.
That's right. If you start out like that, why, you can just go on up and just, cook anything you want to.
One of my friends said that, who was it? I think it was Tony. You were trying to teach her how to cook gravy, and she went home, and her dad told me that was the lumpiest stuff he ever saw in his life.
Yeah, I know it. Well, bless her heart, she didn't. If you don't stir it and stir it and stir it and keep right out on it, it will get lumpy. But, Tony, she probably didn't even stay with it.
Right. I still talk to Tony. She's, remember we saw her not too long ago.
Yeah, we did. And I love Tony. She's so sweet.
Yes, she is. Well, I was trying to think, I know something else that you love that I make, lemonade.
Oh, I love her lemonade. I tell you, she brought me some from someplace, and it was awful. I could not drink it. And
it was store-bought out of a gallon, and then you told me, never again.
Never. And then she started making it and bringing it to me. It is wonderful. It's even my little baby's Ben, 2-year-old, he loves it. He said, I want my lemonade. And it is delicious. It really is.
And Sunshine's addicted to that lemonade.
Oh, yes. Sunshine really likes that lemonade. Well, Jessie does. Chad drinks it.
Yes, I've seen Jessie and Chad, and when I come in the door, I'll ask Ben, I'll say, Ben, who do you think's going to drink this lemonade? And he says, me.
Yes, that's what he says. And he sees me drinking it. He goes in there and tells his mom, said, I want my lemonade. Yeah, I drink it every day.
That's really sweet. Well, on another subject, my little puppies, they miss getting their little cookies from you. I'm going to have to bring them to see you pretty soon.
Oh, yeah, bless their heart. Every time you bring them, why they come jump up on me and want their little cookies.
Well, since we've not been going to the office right now because of this COVID-19 virus, they've really missed you a lot.
Oh, I miss them too. They're the sweetest, cutest little things I ever seen. They're just cuties.
If it's the temperature's warm this week and the grass is not wet, I'll bring them over and we'll let them turn them loose in the backyard with the fence and let them run and play.
Oh yeah, they need that. They need to get out, and play like that for an hour or so, till they get tired, and then bring them in and let them have a treat and water. That would be good.
Champ, he'll be happy when they come over. He always wants to play. And listen, just like when I leave today, he walks out to the car with me and Jesse and Kendall, and Champ looks in my car to see if Ridge and Blue are in there.
Yes, he does, don't he? He just loves them little dogs.
He sure does. Well, Mom, is there anything that you want to add to cooking?
No, I'm just glad that you're a good cook because I sure enjoy your cooking.
I tell you one thing, I love making you that. Everybody can't believe I do it. I do it every Saturday. I make you that 6-hour chicken soup.
Oh, yeah, that is something else. It's the best soup that you ever ate. It's just, I look forward so much to having it.
I get up at 6 when I make it, and I have it done by noon, and Jesse swears you're sitting over here with a bowl in front of you and a spoon in your hand. Is that true?
Yes, that's true. I'm always hungry wanting that soup.
Well, you'll get some, and this weekend I'm going to get you some lasagna. And I just want to thank you for taking time to talk to me. I brought you some really good rice this evening, and we'll let you get going here so you can have your dinner. And, Mom, I love you, and thank you so much for spending this time with me this evening.
Thank you so much, Billy, and I love you, and I enjoy spending time with you, and I'll talk to you later, and I love you.
Love you. Bye for now.
Bye for now.